Steph, good morning to you. All right, ahead of schedule, Ontario lowering vaccine eligibility to all adults 18 and above today. So starting at 8 this morning, adults can go online to the province's booking portal, or you can call their call center. Those who are 17 turning 18 this year can also sign up. Now, Pfizer is the only vaccine authorized for use in youth aged 12 to 17. The expansion comes a week ahead of schedule, and this is thanks to an earlier than expected Pfizer shipment. We're going to bring you to a live look right now at Downsview Arena here in Toronto. And this clinic has been open to adults in Toronto hotspots for a few weeks now. But today, the clinic will be geared toward teens, youth 16 and older who live or work in any M hotspot postal code can come here for their first shot. The clinic opens up at 9 this morning. It's going to stay open while supplies last. Doesn't look like there's much of a line either, and no appointment is necessary. We're also going to bring you live now to the Franklin Community Center in Greektown, a vaccine clinic here opening up for adults 18 and above who cannot work from home and are working at a business on Danforth Avenue between Broadview and Coxwell. This clinic opening up at noon. It stays open until supply runs out, and priority will be given to members of Greektown on the Danforth BIA. Now, this is a vaccination landmark for Team Toronto as the city hitting 60% vaccine coverage. So that number reflecting adults aged 18 and older who have received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. Mayor John Tory tweeting kudos to those working on the front line of this rollout and encouraging everyone to get the jab. Well, Ontario's health minister offering a glimmer of hope to sports enthusiasts. Outdoor activities could begin to reopen ahead of schedule.
Today is not the day to open everything up. I believe that would be irresponsible for us to do that today. But we are following the evidence on a daily basis, and it will happen on or before June 2nd.
All recreational amenities remain closed despite repeated calls from doctors and Ontario's science table to allow more outdoor activities. Experts say things like golf, tennis, and beach volleyball are low risk for transmission. The province also says it's looking into how overnight camps could reopen this summer. One thing experts agree on is getting more shots into arms.
We're optimistic that we can keep pushing our vaccination rates up, hoping to get at least to 65% by the end of the month, even higher perhaps. And that will be a credit to all Ontarians, as well as all those who are putting in hours, volunteers, students, other ones working at the various vaccination centers, doing dose after dose after dose.
And still to come here on BT, we're going to speak to U of T biomedical engineering professor Omar Khan. He'll be joining just after 7 o'clock. We're going to talk about the province's rollout. 6:08 is your time right now, and we are following heartbreaking news from Vaughan. A 10-year-old girl and her 4-year-old brother have died in hospital one day after being struck by a car that veered off the road. And police say this happened around noon on Sunday. The two children riding their bikes on their driveway when a neighbor came over to help them fix a bike chain. That's when the car lost control and hit all three of them. The 4-year-old boy was pronounced dead yesterday morning in hospital. His 10-year-old sister died last night. An adult male suffering non-life-threatening injuries, and neighbors, understandably, absolutely shaken.
Beautiful family, beautiful children. Just really very, very, very upset.
Absolutely heartbreaking here. So the update that we have, a 16-year-old male driver is in custody, facing several charges, including dangerous operation of a vehicle and criminal negligence causing death. He makes a court appearance today. Israel carrying out another wave of airstrikes overnight, leveling buildings in downtown Gaza. Israel saying the airstrikes were targeting militants in the Gaza Strip. Rockets fired back in southern Israeli cities, sending thousands running for bomb shelters. There's no word yet on reports of injuries in either attack. Gaza health officials put the Palestinian death toll at 212, including 61 children. 10 people have been killed in Israel, including 2 children. Meantime, Canadian leaders from both the Jewish and Muslim communities are calling for unity.
All forms of anti-Semitism need to be roundly, widely condemned. All forms of Islamophobic violence, that also needs to be condemned.
And the violence is now in its second week, erupting after weeks of clashes between Palestinian protesters and Israeli police in Jerusalem. Rallies have been popping up across Canada as residents asking the feds to step in. All right, 6:10 is your time this Tuesday morning. Coming up next, we've got some quarterly earnings in from Home Depot as the retailer continues to make some adjustments during the pandemic. We're going to break things down with Mike Epple up next.